And here's a look at the vice captains representing the 2025 U.S. squad. Jim Furyk, Kevin Kisner, Webb Simpson, Grant Snedeker, and Gary Woodland. Gary, of course, the 2019 U.S. Open champ. He is in the field at the Procore Championship in Napa and joins us now. G-Dub, it is great to see you. From the outside, it looks like all the I's are dotted and all the T's are crossed. How would you describe the preparation and attention to detail that you've seen so far with this team?
It's been way more than I expected. I've tried to make a Ryder Cup team my whole career, so I'm very thankful for Keegan to bring me in. But it's exciting, right? Now we're getting to crunch time. We're only 2 weeks away. It's awesome to get the guys here, to get them, one, just to be around each other outside of golf. You know, these are 12 of the best players in the world, but let's get them more personal, get their families together, build relationships outside the game. And I think that's going to be huge for when things get going there at Bethpage. You know, the energy the fans will bring there. Obviously, we have a tall test. The Europeans are 12 studs as well. They bringing back most of the guys that they had there in Rome. Their captain's a stud. So we have our hands full, but it's exciting. The guys are excited. The guys are buying into everything Keegan's saying. And Keegan's done a great job.
What can you share with me from last night's dinner in terms of tactics, Gary? Ignore the fact that I'm the only European here. Just what would you like to share?
I tell you, Eamon, it was just nice to get the guys together, right? Get their families together, get their caddies together. We're all, like I said, we're all out here every week trying to beat each other. And we'll go to dinner with a couple guys here and there, but it's rare that we get all the guys, their caddies, their wives, the kids, get them together and build relationships, right? At the end of the day, the Ryder Cup's going to be a big week, right? It'll be a stressful week. It's different than any week we play on tour. Guys will be out of their routines. Get them comfortable with each other, comfortable with their caddies and families, bringing it all together. So when things get uncomfortable, we can try to be a little bit more comfortable when things get going.
We've seen captains on both sides over the years, Gary, assign a vice captain to a particular pod of guys. Not necessarily that those guys are playing together, but here are the guys that you have a relationship with here. You're kind of going to be their mentor that week. Have you been assigned to any particular group of guys to spend a little bit more time with them this week and at the Ryder Cup?
I think it's a little different this year for us because, one, we have multiple young guys that are very close with a lot of these guys. And I think for me, instantly, I could be with all of them. I know these guys on a personal level. I know their families. And that goes with Sneds and Kiz and Webb. We're out here playing all the time. Jim has been priceless for us. I tell you right, with us younger captains, we're throwing ideas around. Jim's been the steady force that we need. I can promise you that. So I think this year, more than anyone, we can bounce around and be with a lot of guys. Just because we know them on a personal level, we can help be that calming force when things get a little crazy. We're able to talk to these guys regularly on a personal level outside of the game of golf. I definitely think that helps.
Gary, you're still highly competitive, finished runner-up in Houston. What's that journey like for you as a player? Maybe disappointed not to be on the team as a player, but that journey from player to vice captain for you personally?
It's been amazing. I'll tell you that. It's definitely more than I expected. It's been nice to be with these guys on a different level. Obviously, I'm out here. I'm buddies with them. I'm hanging out with them. I'm trying to beat them. But to be a bigger voice, just to be there for them, to understand, ask any questions they have, to try to help them understand and be more comfortable with what's coming up, that part's been amazing. Now, with that being said, when we tee it up tomorrow, I want to beat them. We've all let them know if the vice captains start beating you guys this week, there's going to be a lot of talk and chatter going on come Bethpage.
You're going up a team that's actually literally identical to the one in Rome, at least genetically, Gary. How much can you analyze those pairings and performances from a couple of years ago, because it is such a similar team, and assume that Luke is maybe going to try to run the same plays again? Is there any of that kind of conversation going on about how you might adapt if he does try to run that same playbook?
You know, like you said, you're bringing back, I believe, 11 of the same players, and Rasmus had a role in that team as well, so he's going to know what to expect. We understand that they're amazing, right? They were amazing in Rome. Their captain, Luke's, got a lot of respect on both sides of this. We all respect and really like Luke. So we have a tough test ahead. We're really focused on trying to get these guys to get with each other. and be there for each other. Be there for the guy standing next to you, and focusing on our team and what we have to deal with, because we know we have a tall task. We're going to go to try to match the energy of the fans in New York that they're going to bring. Obviously, Bethpage is a major championship golf course. That's a public golf course that the fans really rally around there in New York. So we're going to be there trying to match their energy and be ready for the task at hand.
Gary, how do you think Keegan handled the conundrum of playing or captaining or both? Because that was a story that dominated the headlines for months on end.
I tell you what, we told Keegan every week. He keeps making this a lot harder on himself by the way he was playing. I don't know how he did it. I've been now part of this for 3 months with everything he's having to deal with and the obligations and the preparation he has to do. I have no idea how he was playing golf. I really don't. It's one of the most remarkable things I've seen in 17 years out on tour, is the way he played with dealing with everything he's been going through. So it's obviously, I've known Keegan for 15 years. If you talk to Keegan outside of his family, these Cup teams, the Ryder Cup, is everything to him. And for him to take a step back and say, hey, the best way I can be there and help these guys is to be their captain and lead them, I think is one of the most selfless acts in the game and something that I've seen. And I think the guys will rally behind that. And the guys are proud, I promise you, to be playing for Keegan.
Gary, you mentioned the passion of the Bethpage fans, which has been well established over a couple of US Opens and a PGA Championship. Is there any concern in your mind that fans may cross the line if the passion just gets a little bit too much?
I hope not. You know, I mean, obviously we're all there to compete, and we all want it to be fair. But, you know, we've told our guys to be prepared. These guys, it's New York. It's one of the biggest cities in the world. They're some of the most passionate fans in the world, and they're going to be fired up, right? We're coming to a public golf course in New York. Like, it's going to be high energy. So, you know, hopefully everything's respectful, but I know they're going to bring the energy, and hopefully we can match that.
Gary, you were part of the victorious United States President's Cup team back in 2019. This Ryder Cup, how do you balance between business trip and buddies trip so the players aren't so overwhelmed by the pressure that they get tight and are unable to perform at the height of their power?
Yeah, you know, this is a different week, like I said, than any week that we see. It's different than a major championship where guys get there, they have their routines and things they do. We have obligations, we have dinners, we have certain things that these guys have to do that's going to get them out of their routine. So trying to be there for them to help them, right, to try to make them feel a little more comfortable both mentally and physically. At the end of the day, we need these guys. They're 12 of the best players in the world. We need them to be themselves. And so I'm trying to be there to help them, help pass Keegan's message, help these guys understand what's going on, so they can go out and be themselves.
You're double jobbing this week, Gary. You're in the middle of all of this Ryder Cup prep, but you have your own competitive agenda this week. You just missed out on the FedEx Cup playoff by 2 spots. What does your competitive fall look like outside of your obligations to Keegan and the team?
It's, I think it's going to be short. Obviously, it was frustrating to not finish in that top 70 and give myself the chance to advance in the playoffs. But I played a lot this year. I'm still recovering and a lot of things I need to take care of personally. But this is the first year of my career in 17 years I haven't had a 2-week break. I played since Sony. I played throughout the year trying to play my way into elevated signature events, and I end up getting in some. So there's just hard for me to take weeks off. I plan on taking some time off after the Ryder Cup. I trust in myself and my game that I can show up next year and play my way into those events. But I need to make sure that my health is in a good spot as well.
Gary, it's great to see you, spend some time with you. So glad that you're healthy. Be sure to tell the PGA of America and Keegan not to take all the grape juice from me in Napa. Save some for me. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
You guys are awesome. Thanks, guys.